Let's go. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Thursday call. I'm so excited to be sharing with you some information that I came across literally a couple of months ago. And it does seem like a lifetime ago I heard this information because now I'm just a walking, talking advert for this product. Now, what we're talking about here, my friends, is water. Can you believe it? Yes, water, something that some people don't like to drink, some people drink a lot of, but are you really getting the benefits from the water you're drinking? This is the discussion we're going to be talking about tonight. So hopefully you haven't got any distractions around you, because I tell you what, this information really changed my life literally a couple of months ago when I was in London and was able to try the product firsthand. So it says here on the slide, there's an opportunity of a lifetime has arrived. My friends, we have a product of a lifetime that has arrived. So let's have a look. Let's get into some detail here as to what's got so many of us excited about sharing this product. You know, our modern day lifestyle, my friends, I'm sure you will agree with me, may not have the most nutritionist value to it. And even with your best will in the world, getting your products, your produce, you go to your supermarket, you get the greens, you're spending your good money. You know, unfortunately, it's been sprayed to death by the time you get it on your dining table. It's been bankrupt of any nutrients for the most part. It looks healthy, but then it's off so quickly, or it's force picked, it's force right. And so there's so many things that's going on, guys. It's like almost a war against us as consumers of of food. And so I'm telling you that, just I was watching a video the other day and it just blew me away. There is labels going on right now in the US, and I believe also in Canada, so let's say North America, where on the packaging, this actually in Texas, and it's soon to spread out throughout the US. On the packaging, it has a label that says not fit for human consumption, or may not be fit for now, guys, how the heck can a food that you are buying not be fit for human consumption? I'm telling you right now, make sure you read everything you are putting in your mouth, because there's things out there that we don't even know, right? That we should be taking anymore. It's incredible the things that people are allowed, companies are allowed to get away with, and in fact, they've got the nerve as a company to say that they are taking the government or the particular state to court because they're revealing this information. So they don't want you to know about this, my friends. So we are in a fight of your life, believe it or not. And so the foods you're eating, the fast foods and stuff like that, a lot of the foods that we have are very acidic. Okay, eating your, you know, your burgers and fries now and then may not be a big deal, but having that as a daily staple is going to cause serious problems, health problems, and we're seeing it all around us. And we're going to be talking about that. In fact, just as I get on this Zoom, I went to the fridge and a family member gave us, and I really like this, Canada Drive ginger ale, and I looked at the contents, I looked at the ingredients, and I'm like, I really like this, and I wonder why I like this so much. Carbonated water, of course, we know because it's carbonated. Sugars being the second ingredient, and all sorts of stuff. So I look at the amount of sugar that's in this 710 milliliter bottle, and I'm seeing here 68% of the daily value of sugar is in this one product. 68%, my friends. So we know we're drinking lots of sugars, right? So there's a lot of things that we are doing to ourselves, and this product that I came across is an absolute way of actually combating a lot of that stuff. Ideally, we would love to have all the colors, the fruits, vegetables in our daily consumption. Okay, growing up, an apple a day keep the doctor away was the slogan. I think you need more like at least 10 apples a day to get the same level of nutrients that we used to have growing up. For me in the 70s, don't know about you guys, but things are definitely different than they are many years ago. So we're going to be talking about acids in a lot of detail and what happens. This gentleman here, over 100 years ago, he had a Nobel Prize in 1931. His thesis was the primary cause and prevention of cancer. Now, my friends, let me ask you a question. If you're paying attention, do you believe we have more cancer issues in 2026 than they might have had in 1931? Who think? Anybody disagree? put a 2 in the chat if you disagree. You think, nah, they had way more back in 1931 than we do have now. Okay, so I don't know about you, but this year, so many people, unfortunately, around me are battling cancer, and cancer being either the number 1 or number 2 killer in the world, depending on the region and things of that nature. Number 1 and number 2, my friends. So we're talking about acidity. This is serious business. So in his work, The Metabolism of Tumors, Otto Heinrich Warburg demonstrated that all forms of cancer develop due to two basic conditions. Did he say one form of cancer? Did he say several? No, he said all forms. This is serious, guys. So if acidosis, which is acidity of the blood, and hypoxia, which is lack of oxygen, are the two primary causes in 1931, these are the same challenges we're experiencing in 2026. Okay, so cancerous tissues are acidic tissues, healthy ones are alkaline tissues. So you may say, okay, that's interesting to know. How do I go about getting myself more alkaline? Well, I'm glad you asked the question, because we're going to be diving into that information tonight. So good to see you on there, Simone. We're going to be talking about free radicals, okay? Not a pop group, but something that takes place in your body. Now, a free radical is an isolated oxygen atom, and excess, it becomes harmful, okay? You do not want to have too much of that running around in your body. As we know, too much of anything is never good, right? Too much of me drinking this ginger ale is going to cause a problem. Too much of somebody eating those acidic foods and ice creams every day is going to cause a problem. Everything in moderation, my friends. So let's just see what happens with a healthy cell. Look at that. It's beautiful. Cell's got protection. It's not getting damaged by these free radicals. But when you have excess free radicals and it starts to get into your bloodstream, that's when you're going to start having challenges. Now, you may not know exactly what's happening, how many free radicals you have. You can't count them, right? They're running around inside your body. But anytime you get your bloods done, they will say, oh, this has happened, that is happening. This is why you have a blood test done. So we want to protect our cells. Pay attention, my friends. We're going to talk about how you can protect your cells and get your cells the things that we are talking about. Having enough oxygen, getting rid of the acidity, and having, all the hydrogen in your body. Look at this. Too much free radicals, you end up looking older than your time. I'm sure none of you want that, right? I'm sure you want to, not only, we are living longer, as we know, right? And you don't want to look like you've been on the planet, your time's up, right? It's like, dude, you're in your 40s, but yet you're looking like you're 80. What's up with that? Nobody wants that, right? That is not a compliment. So you want to definitely look at least your age, or maybe even younger. And I'm telling you, we've got testimonials of people who have been on this product, just drinking water with this added to it, has allowed them to actually almost just simultaneously reverse that aging process. Why? Because we're going to talk about what can happen when you get rid of those free radicals out of your body, getting rid of those acids that are building up in your body. Okay, so obviously we want to see ourselves looking in optimal level for our skin. So the question, how can we reduce acidity and free radicals in our body? We're going to talk about the chemical reaction that takes place in magnetized water. I'm going to introduce you to a short video that's going to talk about that in a bit more detail. So sit back and check this out.
When we are thirsty, we fill a glass with tap water or drink some water from a plastic bottle. After all, water is water, right? Magnetized water is popular in Japan. But before we get to know its properties, it is important to understand how and what happens to magnetized water. If you take some water to analyze, you will notice that its molecules are disordered. This is because of the minerals. When submitted to magnetic fields, the molecules turn back into their normal state, which makes the water more beneficial to our health since it heightens the energetic balance of the body and strengthens the immune system in general. That's why magnetized water helps prevent many diseases of the human body. Did you know that more than 70% of our bodies are formed by water? We need to replenish water to eliminate toxins from the body, hydrate tissues and cells, help the kidneys, facilitate blood flow, to fight bloating and boost immunity. Some of the benefits of magnetized water are helps in nutrition and hydration of cells, aids in cell cleanse, reduces blood acidity and the excess of free radicals in the body, increases the oxygen in cells and blood, makes the hair softer, moisturizes the skin, leaving it soft and healthy, aids in the prevention of many diseases, lowers blood sugar levels, preventing diabetes, helps prevent many types of cancer, reduces the risk of osteoporosis and fractures by increasing the bone density and bone resistance, avoids premature aging, increases energy levels. According to studies published by the National Institutes of Health, USA, drinking magnetized water means more quality of life. If you already knew about magnetized water, tell us what you think.
Well, we're definitely going to tell you what we think. We love it. I'm sure.
When we are thirsty.
Let's move that on. I'm sure those who are already taking the product will tell you there's the same thing. They're loving it. And you're going to hear from some people tonight about that. So, as you heard on the video, you know, magnetized water, the many benefits. I could almost stop the presentation just on that alone. Who wouldn't want to have better health, better looking skin, better hair, right? Who wouldn't want to have better bone mineral mass so that, you know, when you age, you don't suffer from osteoporosis. All those benefits they spoke about in the video. It's like, bring it on, right? I didn't know all those benefits. I just knew that I had severe pain in my body, and many different things I'd looked at didn't quite resolve it. And we'll talk about that a bit later. So the chemical reaction of water is when supermagnetization takes place. It's known as water hydrolysis. Yes, H2O, as we know, is water, and OH minus and H plus. This is hydroxide ions and hydrogen ions. You're going to see what happens when this whole compound takes place. So you get this dissociation of OH minus and H plus, leaving behind clusters. These clusters could be the reason why when you're drinking your water, you may not feel fully hydrated. We're going to be diving into that in a bit more detail. And as I mentioned, you know, depending on the water you buy, you know, some waters are costing less than $1 to buy. Some are costing more than $10 or £10 to buy. Why is that? Some say they're straight from the springs. Some are meant to be allegedly better water. And if you measure them, well, as I've done, I've measured water, and some of those brands that I was spending money on, I no longer spend money there because I'm finding out that they're not that good for you. So minerals found in water react with the hydrogen ions, and you're going to see what happens. We spoke earlier, guys, for those of you making notes, on how are we going to reduce the acidity in our body. Well, let me introduce you to what we're going to show you with calcium and magnesium. When consuming magnetized water, it helps reduce the body's acidity. Ah, yes, I may be onto something. It's not just the fact that we've got magnetized water, which is a game changer in itself, but we're going to add something to the mix, which is a dolomite stone. And I'm telling you, this has been amazing in the combination of these product that we have from this company, Timol. So I mentioned here, H2O dissociates into OH minus and H plus. Hence, we have free radicals running down in our bodies. Now, when you drink the water that you have, okay, and the hydrogen ions react with the excess free radicals, it's forming water. So we have something, guys, that is gonna allow you, you know, to neutralize these free radicals that are just running rampant in your body, and you may not know it, but you may be feeling the after effects of it. Your skin might be feeling the after effects of it. Okay, and we know the beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. We know pharmaceutical companies are in $1 trillion business. That's why it's actually very profitable for people to be healthy. Okay, I won't go any more into that. We all know the reasons why things are happening the way they are. Now, let me ask you a question. You will probably already know this. Your body is made up of over 70% of water. Okay, your brain in itself, your organs, they all need water. They all need to be hydrated. But what if you're like me, was like me? I'm now recovered. Somebody who struggled to drink more than 1.5 liters of water. What if you was like me, my friends? Didn't like the taste of water, that you was drinking, well, you might not be getting the benefits that your body needs. Your body is missing out on something your body needs. And guess what? Even if you are drinking a good amount of water, what if the quality of the water you're drinking is not any good? Something to think about. We'll come back to that in a second. But my friends, as you sleep at night and you wake up in the morning, your body's already expelled a lot of fluids throughout the night. Okay? And so, guess what? It needs water. It needs those fluids to be replenished. So if the first thing you reach for is coffee or, tea and stuff like that, your body's probably not wanting that first thing in the morning. But that's what typically a lot of people do. They end up getting headaches, getting up fatigue, and different things. But your body just needs to be hydrated. We're going to talk about hydration. Hydration is so important, which is why this product, my friends, is an absolute game changer. Even in the dry water that you're drinking right now, add this to it, it's going to be a different taste and you're going to have a different feeling. Mark my words. So water determines disease, water determines health. Appropriate adequate water restores health. Ionized water hydrates, alkalizes, antioxidizes, and detoxifies. Water can be used as medicine. So my friends, when people get introduced to magnetized water and how we are sharing this product with people, they might find they may go to the bathroom a bit more often than they normally do. Even people who drink a lot of water, they notice, wow, this is having a detoxing effect on me. And I'm like, yes, we're not just here just to sell product, my friends. We're not here for an hour to convince you you need this. Just try it. You'll see for yourself. Your body will tell you, my goodness, I was struggling in this area. And now, your body needs to, if you didn't know this, I hope you do know this, but if you didn't know this, your body has many pores. Your skin being the biggest. All of these sweats that needs to take place out your body. When you go to the washroom, all the time your body's removing stuff out your body, removing toxins out of your body. If you're not and you're bunged up, you definitely need to get onto this product, my friends. Okay, it is probably one of the most important things you can really be doing for your health, because we do not want to get up in age realizing all of the money we've made is now we're spending it to get our health back. You don't want that. If you was on the beginning of the video of the presentation here, I played a video from a gentleman who I got introduced to 30 years ago. He wrote a book, Your Body's Many Cries for Water. And again, he was speaking about treating over 3,000 inmates who had no other recourse to get treatment. They were suffering from different things, and he treated them with water, my friends. Now, what happens if your water does not hydrate you? You're drinking water, you're saying, oh, all water's the same. What can this do for me? And I've heard this, Simone has heard that from her own daughter, okay? And some of you know the story and some of you don't. Water that hydrates is a absolute complete different from water that just tickles you and you feel like you're doing your good job of drinking water. Let's take this example, my friends. If this was your body, if you could see what's going on inside your body, a lot of us would not want to see what's going on, right? If we can literally see that our cells might be swimming in acidic water, okay? Not lovely alkaline as we see on the left there, all right? You can see the oxygen, you can see the bubbles. There's life in it. That's what water should be. It should be moving. Just like you and me as human beings, we should be moving. They say the new form of smoking is sitting. Yes, we're sitting too much. We're on our rusty dusty. We're not up it. One thing I love about this product, when you start taking it, trust me, it's going to get you moving because you're going to want to go to the washroom and get rid of those toxins, okay? That's one thing I absolutely love about this. So we want water, as water is flowing, moving, if you're in and it falls, this is what we want to see. We want to see movement. Same way in your body needs to be moving, okay? And so what can you do? Can you have to go to a waterfall to get decent water and bring your cup and grab it? No, that is not practical, my friends, especially if you're in a city somewhere. Definitely not practical for me neither. So we're going to show you something that you can have in your household that is going to be something that is going to allow you to have the benefits of water that moves, not that's been sitting there for ages. You know, when I buy my water from the supermarket, I have to dust it off, I have to clean it off. I don't know how long it's been sitting for it to get that dusty, but trust me, it's been sitting a long time. Don't know how many different elements have hit it by the time I buy it, and I'm expected to get a fantastic product. No, we're not getting there. So I'm going to play another short video. Sit back, guys. This is going to again solidify what I've been talking about up to this point with Magnetized.
First, the water that most people drink has lost its original structural characteristics from when it was alive in nature. In springs, streams, and rivers, water is constantly moving. This favors its oxygenation, in addition to its structure being composed of small molecules, which increases its hydration power in the body. When water is stored or kept in containers, its surface tension is altered. Thus it becomes much heavier, with the formation of large molecule clusters, which are completely disorganized and lose oxygen. This molecular change compromises the penetration of water into cells that form organ tissues. But the original characteristics of water, so necessary for a good cellular hydration, can be restored. This is where magnetic treatment comes in. When water is subjected to a magnetic field, an event called hydrolysis occurs, which means breaking up of water. That is, the movement caused by the molecules causes a rupture of the clusters and promotes rearrangement into much smaller structures. Thus, these H2O molecules penetrate the cells much more easily, promoting better cellular hydration and cleaning. The second point observed in the various studies carried out with magnetized water is that it contributes to a reduction of excess of free radicals. How does this happen? When water undergoes magnetic treatment, there is an ionic dissociation, that is, the H2O water molecule formed by two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom breaks up, releasing hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions. Excess free radicals that are present in the body are negative ions, and they combine with hydrogen ions, forming new H2O molecules, thus removing them from the body. This is a very simple chemical equation that has been observed by several researchers. The third point is about the contribution to the maintenance of blood alkalinity, helping the mechanisms of our body. In hydrolysis, as we have seen, there are negative hydroxyl ions left over. This hydroxyl reacts with magnesium and calcium ions present in vital environments of our body, forming alkaline hydroxyls, in this case magnesium and calcium hydroxyls. These reactions help in the maintenance of blood pH and oxygen content. It is for all these reasons that water treated magnetically helps in the maintenance of good health.
All right. So there you go, my friends. Hopefully that really tied in what I was talking about with
First,
he wants to talk. He likes to talk, that guy. With this chemical reaction. Now I'm going to break down what he explained on the video. All right. Your cells, let's just look at this at the on the slide here. Your cells has an entry point, right? And so the three things that we want to get in there, we want to get the nutrients in there, we want to get hydrated, we want to get oxygen in there. If your water is not doing that, because it may be full of clusters, we have a problem, my friends. Yes, Houston, we have a problem. So let's just check out water that has no magnetic treatment to it. It's exactly what happens. It's going to have this bottleneck taking place, right? The water cannot penetrate, cannot get in there. As much as you would love to, it's not doing it. So you're getting, at best, you know, partial hydration at best. Okay, your cell's not really hydrating, which is why magnetized water is no gimmick. It's no joke. It breaks down those same molecules that takes place. This thing is just going off, bing, 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 breaking down. If you can see inside my water bottle, you may not be able to see it, but in there is the magnet, and it's breaking down those molecules, going to work all the time. So when I first heard about this product, and this again, I'm a guy that wasn't drinking much water, maybe a liter and a half a day, and I was like, I knew I wasn't drinking enough. You know, my body was telling me, dude, you're not drinking enough water. Yes, my body does talk to me, and it does talk to you as well. Your body talks to you. It lets you know what's going on. If your eyes are yellow, you may have jaundice. You may have something going on in your body, guys. If you're, you know, when you pee, and it's looking more like Lucozade. That's not a good sign, right? Your body's telling you, hey, buddy, sort me out. Give me some water. And then we reach for the soda, we reach for the, the lattes and all this kind of stuff. But guys, that was me. I wasn't really drinking much water. And I kept hearing how this was so light, how this water was so refreshing. I'm like, really? Seriously? If that one thing gets me to drink more water, that would be a good thing, because I know I needed to drink more. So this magnetization that takes place, whoops, let me go back a bit. What's going on there? It's not showing me the oh, it did it. So I'm getting ahead of myself. So all of the clusters goes into the cell now, and it breaks up that hardness, which is now where you get that hydration. That's the difference between water that does hydrate against water that does not hydrate. Okay, so don't be spending good money and on a product that's not giving you any benefit. Okay, you being the middleman, you want it to be hydrated. So the benefits of this company, Timol, is their magnetized water helps alkalize the blood, reduces excess free radicals, and improves oxygenation. So this, my friends, is for good, healthy life. That's the company's main goal. You've got to hear a bit more the heart of the owner who brought this product to the marketplace. He's created a product called Timol. This is what we have our hands on. This is what we can have in our house, where we don't have to go to a stream next to a spring water and grab the water from the source. No, we can have good quality water in our home. And not to say that you haven't. You may have filtered water already coming in, which is fantastic. But is your water missing something? Are there key ingredients that your water doesn't have? My friends, I've never seen anything like this. That's all I can tell you. You'll hear from more in a minute. So this technology is recognized internationally. It's not just me, Simone, Natalia, Harold, Glenn talking about this, Valerie. No, it's not just us and we came up with a nice idea. This is for real, okay? The studies to back up everything I'm telling you. So talking about studies, talking about certification, I've always been a big believer that documentation is way better than conversation. People talk a lot out there. Companies talk a lot. They talk about this, that, they have a 5-year goal and stuff like that. Ask them for it, they don't have it. They've said they've been around 5-10 years. There's no proof, but they talk about it. This, my friends, is a brick and mortar company that has been going for over 20 years. All right. They have a certification that took place 10 years after them being around. And this, for me, was just more validation. Okay. To be honest, I couldn't really care about if they got certification or not. I just wanted to know, can their product help me? Yes, it did. Can it help my friend? Even before I even got involved in this company? Yes, it did. That's all I needed to know. All of the accolades and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. Let me feel the product and then we'll have a conversation about how good and all this certification. But I just want to read this little snippet here from the World Health Organization. They officially declared the recognition of the suitability of the Brazilian company Timol Ltda as the only one complying with the standards and requirements of this institution for adopting a system or method of magnetic water treatment or correction, or the system or method of health protection and recovery with scientifically proven efficiency. Yes, we're not just talking placebo, my friends. No, we're talking actual scientific proof that what they say that this product does actually does. And the reason why there are thousands of people involved with this company is because of that very reason. Okay, so ta-da! This is the mega combo product, right? This is a super water magnetizer and mineralizer. So, the benefits, as I've been drumming on, talking about from we start, is getting that alkalization of the body, of the blood. Okay, this isn't just about having magnetized water. No, this is talking about alkalizing your cells, my friend. Really important. Increasing bone mineral mass. We're talking about people who we know, our loved ones, as we get older. And, that's us as we get older, right? Our body starts to lose certain things, certain nutrients. We need to replenish them. I can't think of a more straightforward, easier way than adding this product into your water. I'm going to show you some applications on how you can do that to give you your body that bone mineral mass. We spoke about in the video about osteoporosis as people age, as they get older. You know, this document here talks about that. This is actually a product that comes, or a document that comes for those of us involved in the business, and it talks about the study that they did, and it talks about the very same thing about the effects on the body. Really important stuff, guys. So we're talking about increase in blood oxygenation, increase in minerals in water by a top H plus. So this, my friends, is the dynamic duo. Yeah, this is my Batman and Robin. They work efficiently together. Though you could have magnetized water, you could just have the magnet. You've now got the minerals next to it. And check this out, my friends. We're not talking about you buying this product next month and replace, buying it this month and having to replace it next month. No, this product will last you years. First off, the magnet lasts 30 years. Secondly, the minerals will last you 3 years. So again, we're not asking you to replace this next month, not at all. And this product will treat up to 20 liters of water. Okay, so if you've got something at home where you have your water sitting in your jug, this will treat your water. All right, if you have a portable version which treats up to 3 liters. They still have the same thing, my friends. They do have the 30-year on the magnet, 3 years on the minerals. All right, so you have this product, you take it with you, as I do. I take it out with me everywhere I go. This doesn't leave my side wherever I am, my friends. If I've got my phone on me and I'm leaving the house, guess what? So does my water bottle. It goes with me. If I forget it, I double back. In fact, I don't forget it. One time I did forget it, and I was mildly distraught because I can't get enough of it. Right? I've gone from someone who barely drank water to now the last thing I drink at night is water. Whoops, I'm getting too excited here, mashing up the place. Right, so go online, do a search. You can check out Timol on YouTube. There's some videos that you'll find there. There's a ton of them in Portuguese. We've got videos, testimonials in English. So who's then invited you onto the call, they'll be able to share with you some of the testimonials. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is the man who put this plan together. All right. So again, Simone's had a chance to meet him. I don't know if anybody else has from the team, but she's had a chance to meet him. And Simone's here with us today. I know she's driving. Simone, if you're able to come on, unmute yourself, let us know. Good to hear from you. Good to see you on. But this man is the man who came up with this master plan. And obviously Simone had a chance to meet him. So yeah, over to you, Simone.
Hey, hello everybody. Good evening. Hi, Natalia. As a big leader here as well. It's amazing to be here. And was amazing because when I started the project, my friend told me about it. And I say to her, okay, let's try. But my daughter went with me, and a lot of people know already about my daughter. And she looked at me, she listened all what my friends say. She just listened. And then when he finished, I was so excited. I said, oh my God, we're going to drink the amazing water. And she gets inside the car because I was so happy to hear so amazing things. And then she looked at me and say, oh, mommy, please, you really believe water can help? And I look and I say, just me is my friend. And she said, no, I'm not saying she's lying. But mommy, water is water. And I say, okay, but let's try. The only thing I told my daughter, let's try. And my daughter tried, but to prove it to me, this is not going to work. This is the way she tried, was to prove it to me, this is not working, mommy. But of course, in 10 days, she saw the result. With her was very quickly. So, and then because of my daughter, today I start work. And I went to Brazil because I want to see the company. I want to make sure what I was starting work with. So for me, it was very important to see the owner. And especially because it's my country, I'm from Brazil. So I say, okay, I'm going to Brazil. I'm gonna see the company. I'm gonna see if everything is like they say to me, and I want to make sure because I know a lot of people, and I don't want people start to trust me because they trust me. If I say something, they trust me. So I want to 100% sure this is really what they say, and it's amazing. I gonna tell you, when I start this business, I didn't think it's big. I thought it's something water, helping people, and that's it. But this is amazing. I've been helping people in Africa, and we are in about, I don't know, in more than 20 countries now. And we are just in Brazil for 18 years, just in Brazil. And just when I start 4 years ago, we start to spread. Can you imagine just 4 years, it spread like crazy. So it's really amazing to see something start in Brazil and 22 years ago, and now it start to spread because they want to make sure everything properly to make sure it's not going to have any problem. So that's why they look after the regulation, the papers, everything. They want to make sure everything is right. And when I was there, I met him. I can see how much he loved this project. He said, can you imagine? You go out like a doctor or fireman and you help people. How you come back home? So happy when you come back home. And this is what happened to us when we see the result. And that's why I say to everybody, please just try, like my daughter did. Try, just try. You're going to see the big results.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, 22 years now, right? That they've been in business, and
Yeah.
all the scientific evidence out there that you want to do your own research. Go to Google Scholar, look up these publications and these articles, and you'll see for yourself
And
that it's, for real. Yeah,
another thing, we are 70,000 people who buy the franchise to work with this project. 70,000. So when you think someone just bought the project because they want to help their family, their friends, and you can see this is really big.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And now, like I said, spreading different countries around the world, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. You got some countries not even listed here, like Nigeria and people in Ghana and
yeah,
Guinea-Bissau. I mean, there's plenty of places where, people are
yeah,
benefiting and using the product. So we are expanding.
yeah,
We want to really want to get this word out because it is an absolute game changer, for
yes.
sure. So, we talk about this product. It's not intended to cure disease, rather to magnetize water, right? It's we're not making health claims and people gonna do this and that. Is my connection still there? It went a bit funny. Magnetized water will be an adjunct in health treatment and improve your quality of life by reducing acidity and free radicals in the body. The two things that we started off talking about, my friends. This is a product you can have in your home, in your hands, and in your water. More importantly, right? So no good just sitting in your hands. Put it in your water and let it go to work. And so we have so many reasons to be, I was going to say cheerful, but yeah, absolutely. So many reasons to be cheerful because of this product, how it's really helped scores of people. So, guys, if you've got a testimony or anything you want to share regarding your own experience of utilizing this product, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But like I said, for those of you who are new to the channel, new to the Zoom, I was in pain, a lot of pain for many years, and it was down to this. I don't even know what it is because I still can't get to the bottom of what it was that was causing me this pain. But I went to the chiropractor, went to the physio, had bloods done, scans, the whole nine. And to be honest, I wasn't really somebody that had any real pains, up until I hit my 50s. And then when my 50s hit, it was like, there you go. All the pain you thought you was going to get away from, you're going to get it now. So it was like, man, they were waiting for me. I started to get sciatica pain and all this stuff. I'm like, I couldn't even spell sciatica. I didn't even know what was going on with me. But then I had to take way more care about my health. And I posted a video in the group today and I may play a snippet of it. I said it's only a minute long. I may play it at the end because it's so true. I'll save it to the end of the meeting. So guys, if anybody wants to come on and share, raise your hands. And like I said, for me, I just started to take the product. I was in London in February. I heard about this product. I needed to come over, and I started to drink this water. And I'm like, I was just sitting down with somebody and in a car, and I was just talking to her, and I said, you know what? I don't even feel. I was talking about the product, and I said, you know what? I just realized I don't even feel the pain that I was suffering from every time I travel, and I travel a lot. You know, lugging suitcases and all this kind of stuff. I think that was what caused the problem in the first place. But I wasn't feeling anything, and guys, praise God, 2 months later, I have not even come anywhere close to the pain I had before. This pain will be so deliberate, like so deep. I would literally have to sit down. If I tried to stand up, I would literally have to sit down and just wait it out, and then I'll be good. Like it wouldn't be like there forever, but it would just like, you know, say, you're not going anywhere, son. Sit down and shut up. And then I started to take this water, and all I can say is that I'm now a water evangelist. All right, that's all I can say. Harold, I see you've got your hands up. I'm gonna put the spotlight over to South London. Come on down, my friends. How you doing? I can't hear you. Turn up your mic or mute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm in the kitchen cooking. I'm doing a vegan dish.
Ah, Chef
Hello,
Harold.
hi. Especially those, if you're new on this call, because I know after being on this call, you hear me every week excited about my testimonials, and I also check in on. Okay, first of all, let me tell you about my personal testimonial. I'll keep it brief. First time I took the product, I'm in a dance group, so I went away for the weekend, and I was in a hotel eating some food which didn't agree with me, and I just got my product. I was drinking like crazy, and man, when Leroy says it gives you a flush out, it does give you a flush out. In our country, we call it washout, right? Which is a good sign because both And the second testimony that I had was I suffer with every year, the last 5 years, the month of March, my eyes, my nose, my throat, they call it hay fever. I don't claim it, but it's one of those things. My eyes are sore. I'm rubbing my eyes, and it's red. It's raw. And I remember again said to me, "Spray your eyes." And I sprayed my eyes with it, right? And the whole of March, even up to now, no sore, no redness. I don't rub my eyes. It's just spray my eyes with it and my face. Let's look at that. 21 years. I'm younger now. And it's a nice feeling as well. My third testimonial was I also for voluntary. I drive a youth club, 20 under 12s. I took them to my favorite team, Chelsea's home ground in Cobham, which is a bit of a journey. I didn't take my. I know Leo was sort of sad where Chelsea, not Arsenal, Chelsea. Anyway, I thought I wanted to take my bottle because if I drink it, I go to the toilet quite a lot. I'm driving a long distance. Funny enough, the next day I had this migraine. I thought, how can I have a migraine and I'm drinking water? I didn't realize I hadn't drank my water for the whole of one day. And the next day I was like, I was a serious migraine. My eyes have looked like I was at the post office. I got home, got my bottle, started to drink. And this is the funny thing about it. I went to my friend's house, who was 15 minutes away from me. And I pulled up outside my friend's house. I went, hang on a minute. My migraine's gone. Normally, when I get dehydrated, I have a migraine. It takes at least 2.5 hours. Drinking water, 2.5 hours to go. It went in 15, no more than 20 minutes. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Now, my fourth testimony, I was telling Velma yesterday, right? I love eating the sort of these what they call it again? These mini cheese biscuits, the crisp biscuits, mini biscuits, The other day, I bought some. I could actually taste the oil. I was like, wow, I could taste the oil. Also, I'm noticing I'm eating, I can taste the sugar in things I'm eating. This water is making you realize what you're putting in your body. it's alerting you to what's really in it. It's like, wow. So now I don't eat mini crisps again. It's crazy. It's like, ugh, I tasted the oil in there. I was like, it's crazy. So this water is making you realize what you're putting inside your body. Fact. So that's my testimony. And just to let you know as well, I've been checking in with my friend. That's thanks to Natalia, because my friend she's got stage 4 breast cancer, and she's in hospital. And I went to Natalia's to get her device. Natalia spoke to her on the phone because she can relate to what she went through. And when Natalia spoke to her, she was in tears. Natalia said, "Harold, come to the hospital and give you your device." I went to hospital. I gave her a device. I went to IKEA. I bought I bought this 5 litre bottle, glass bottle, with water, put water in it. Put it in the hospital. I filled out the charge 5 litres of water. Gave her water. I said, "Right, you're drinking this, right?" And funny enough, her 2 cousins were there. One of them said, "Oh, I don't drink water. I only drink fizzy water." I said to her, "Fizzy water is acid." I went, "Nurse, can I have 3 cups, please?" Got 3 cups. I poured one for the cousin, one for the other cousin, and my friend was in the hospital bed, because she was bunged up, all the drugs are giving her. She couldn't move. After half an hour, she's going, I feel something going through me. Ooh, ooh. She goes, "Oh, sorry about the smell, everybody," obviously, because and the same lady who said, "I don't drink water," said, "Oh, can I have another cup, please?" "Thank you very much." Yeah. 2 days later, I rang my friend. She said, "Harold, the swelling's gone down in my hand. I'm going to it regularly. It's the best I've felt for a long time. I feel like I got my life back." And I spoke to her yesterday. She's out of hospital now. She's at home. She's recovering. And she said, "I've got to thank you. That water has helped me be more myself, because all the drugs they're giving her just make her constipated and drug and make her zombified. But the water has helped her to move around. And the movement, as the US says, in your body, both front and back, which what we need, get all the toxins out of your body. It's a great thing." So that's my testimony, and that's why I swear by it. My brother said to me, "His headache's gone." My niece said to me, "Okay, bro, we've got no more water." I said, "Get your mum to get a device."
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my testimony. I'm happy, so happy to be part of this journey. Thank you, Leo, for inviting me, for being involved. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Tali. And I can't wait to go to Brazil to meet the owner.
Right. Exactly. Thanks very much for sharing. You, I just messaging somebody as you were talking about that testimony. Absolutely powerful, because I had a friend who I shared a sample with, just like you. So you've been sampling, giving people some samples of the water, right? And then they're
Yep.
coming back. So I did the same thing. I gave a sample to a friend of mine,
The time.
and yeah, well, the 4 liter bottle,
Yeah.
right? And they were talking about how they felt the product go to work. They were literally, there you go. It's work. Harold's got his water factory going on down there. Absolutely, the production line. And same thing, I was going around dropping off water to this friend here, dropping it off to my friend, and she was like, and she drinks a lot of water, right? So it wasn't somebody that wasn't like me, and she was like, "Man, 2 days," and she messaged me, and I posted it in the group last week, literally after the Thursday night call, and hopefully she was kind of coming to the call. Um, she said how the product started to she felt the product work on her. She's got pain in her knee and stuff, and she got better sleep. She said, like, literally the body, she was up utilizing the washroom. She said she really felt the detoxing effect. She said even out of her eyes, she said, you was talking about, she felt matter coming out of her eyes, so it was like, wow, incredible. That is like a game changer. So this product, my friends, is no joke. We are feeling the benefits. We're seeing the benefits big time of people trying the product. I'm going to play this short video that I just posted in the group today, and I thought it's just a minute long, but I thought it really embodies what we're talking about here regarding our health, my friends. So just bear with me 1 second. Let's see if I can bring it up. Yeah, and let me just quickly share this because I
You can
thought
have
this was
1,000 problems.
all right. Hold on, son. He's trying to start without me even getting the video ready. So yeah, this is a really interesting insight, and it really encompasses everything we're talking about. Because my friends, regardless of what you do out there to make a living, make ends meet, please don't do it at the risk of your health, because all of that will just be almost all for nothing. And I think this video here just really embodies that. So let me just quickly share this video, and yeah, here we go. Here we go. All right, have a listen to this. This is loading. Is that loading? Yeah, there we go.
Life until you have a health problem, and then you only have one. Everything else, money, relationships, stress, fades away in the shadow of it. Suddenly, the things you once worried about seem so small because nothing else matters when your body or mind is screaming for help. Health isn't just something you have, it's everything. It's the ability to wake up and feel alive, to move freely, to laugh without pain, to breathe without struggle. But we take it for granted, don't we? Until it's gone, we don't truly understand how precious it is. When your health is compromised, every little thing becomes harder, dreams get put on hold, happiness feels distant, and life's colors start to fade. That's why taking care of yourself isn't a luxury, it's an act of love, a gift to your future self. Because when you're healthy, you can face anything. Without it, even the smallest battles feel impossible. Don't wait to lose it to realize its value. Treasure it now while you...
Yep. So that is such a profound, profound thing, my friends, is that once you've got it, once it's gone, your health is gone. You could have all of these other problems in your life, and that becomes paramount. You don't want to be in a hospital bed. You want to be home. You want to be moving. You want just the little things that you might almost take for granted that you can't do anymore. You can't put a price on that, which is why I'm so ecstatic to share this information. And every week we do these calls because we know what we're doing here is helping so many people, way over and beyond some of the other things I might be doing. This for sure is my beginning to help somebody with their nutritional health or their health goals, as I know this is going to help them. So again, we've got so many different testimonials that we mentioned earlier. This again was just amazing. Somebody with vertigo and utilizing this product. I mean, that blew me away when I first saw this come up on the screen. Again, this gentleman here, this is before and after, and it's just incredible to see. And I know people who are in if severe pain, just with my auntie grew up with a lot of skin conditions, eczema, and had to get these creams, Bentonite and all this kind of stuff to soften it and the skin and all this kind of stuff. Obviously didn't know about this stuff back then, but man alive, this would have helped scores. This gentleman here, and Simone, you know this guy here, right? Who I think he's the guy who's really knocking this product out the park.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
I know him because we talk a lot and we become very good friends. And then I went to Brazil last month and then was just a group of leaders and he was there. So I met him for the first time and he's
Right.
really amazing, amazing. He's in the company for about 8 years now. And when he
Wow.
started this business, he just lost his job. So he didn't have money to even buy milk for his daughter. And then he started to work with this and he started helping so many people. And that's why now he's working this like all day. And he can help like 20 families in a week. So he's
Wow.
go everywhere with the car. He doesn't send by post. He drive it 2-3 hours to send it to give it to the product.
Wow.
So he's really amazing. Yeah, if you go to his Facebook, you're gonna see every day he posts a picture with the family. He's helping, and this
Nice.
guy was uh, close live close to him, and he followed the guy. He's helping the guy, like make sure the guy got the result. And it's amazing result. His testimony really, this job is not a job. Is really a blessing. It's came to my life. He's
Yeah.
really helped a lot of people. A lot of people.
Wow. Fantastic. Yeah. So so 8 years. I mean, that's amazing for him to be around that length of time. So many products, so many companies, I should say, they don't even last several years. And for a business to get over that initial hump of the first 5 years, and then to go on, and now 22 years, and we're just hearing about it. It's been around. We're just hearing about it this year, and so can imagine 10 years from now how many people are going to have better health because
Yeah.
of this product. So thankful for it. I'm going to just fast forward this guy here. He had diabetic guy, was scheduled to have his foot amputated, as I understand. I had somebody actually translate the video. The video is in Portuguese, and they were saying how that was the situation. He was waiting for treatment to be done. And so if anybody knows anything about diabetes, if you step on something, you're not necessarily going to feel it, and of course it can kill you, right? And so that's the situation with my own auntie in London. She stepped on something the grandchildren had on the floor, I believe. She didn't realize it until too late, and by the time she got to the hospital, and her foot was nowhere as bad as what you're seeing here. Their only cause was for them to amputate, which was really devastating. You imagine somebody who's 80 years old now has to try and manage, negotiate life, and her freedom of being able to move, on her own terms was just like gone. And that's what I'm saying, my friends, when it comes to your health, there's no price. Nobody here would volunteer to cut off their leg or their arm for whatever amount of money that somebody will give them. And that's why we know what we have, what the gift that we've been given is, there's no price on it, right? It's priceless. So we can't, something's trying to happen there. There's no price that we would volunteer any one of our body parts, even our finger. We wouldn't say, all right, you know what, I've got 10 of them. Let me get rid of a couple for a couple of meal. No, you wouldn't do it. So we want to make sure that we're in optimal health in our best way possible. And it's not just, it's not just us, it's our pets as well. How many people have pets that they want to see them, they've had their pets for years, and some of their pets are getting up in age. Just like humans, they want to see them thrive. They want to see them back to life. This is one thing that you can obviously share with your pets, share with your children. It doesn't matter what age. We all need water. Produce, farmers. This is more of an industrial product, where same thing. Their crops increased, their production output increased. Imagine that, my friends. So you want to do a test for yourself. Put some flowers. Get some flowers. So whoever's going to give you flowers the next time you get some flowers, put one in one vase, put one in the other, and put a couple in the other, and then just put water, regular water and Timol water, and see how they look like a week later. Do your own test, and I'm sure you will see, wow. Now, if that's happening for a flower, what's going to happen for me in my body? Yeah, exactly. You're going to notice the difference. So, my friends, we're at the hour mark. I'm so happy to have shared this time with you today. We are literally, blessed. I feel truly blessed. And I know Simone would say this is a blessing. It's absolutely a blessing. We're transforming lives with Timol, without a shadow of a doubt. Better health. When you get health, you can move, you can do stuff, and things start to take place. Just like Harold was saying earlier, making healthier choices, making better choices. It's a knock-on effect. He doesn't feel like he wants to eat that stuff anymore. Funny thing, for me, I typically I like snacking. I used to really love snacking a lot. And I've noticed the desire to go snacking has really reduced. Those potato chips that are just full of everything that you don't want to be putting in your body This is almost like getting rid of me all of those cravings that you get. Guys, if you're a snacker, you want to be on this product. I'd love to see what you're going to look like 90 days from now. Your choices will be different just because you made a choice to try magnetized water with this company called Timol. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Simone, Natalia, Harold, whoever wants to say the last word. Over to one of you guys. Can't hear you. If not, I'm going to close out the call.
I always say, don't leave home without it.
Absolutely. That would be a big mistake. So get back to the person who's invited you on tonight. We do these on a Monday and a Thursday. Same time, same channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Take care, and I hope to see you guys on
Thank
the
you
next
very
call.
much.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye.
Bye now.
Thank you.